Okay, in today's presentations, I am presenting the Assam non-agricultural urban areas Tenancy Act 1955. Here, the basic ambition of this act is to deal about the tenancy relationship between the landlord and the tenants in urban areas. At first, you have to know about this. In the urban areas, tenancy laws between the landlord and the tenant. It is here before the enactment of this act. We have to mention another one act, that is the Shillage Non-Agricultural Urban Areas Tenancy Act 1947. This Shillage is a city in eastern Bangladesh on the Surma River. It was before the partition between India and Bangladesh, it was within the territory of India. Now, after the partition of India and Bangladesh, it comes under the territory of the Bangladesh. That's why it is not the existing law in our India now. That's why now the present law for the tenancy laws between the landlord and the tenant in urban areas. It is now with the provisions of the Assam Non-Agricultural Urban Areas Tenancy Act 1955. It is the now existing laws in our Assam. It deals about the in urban areas in Assam tenancy laws between the landlord and the tenant. You have to know about this. Now, this act extends to urban areas as defined in this act, and also to revenue townlands, as defined in the rules under the Assam Land and Revenue Regulations Act and the Assam Land Revenue Reassessment Act, Section 1 of this act. Here, and this act applies retrospectively also to leases created before the act came into force. And this act has given provisions for the enforcement of retrospectively. That is the before the coming of this act, whichever there were the tenants and landlord relationship, under this act will retrospectively will be enforced. That is now the basic objects of the act. We have to know basic objects of this act. Here, the basic objectives of this act here is the arbitrary ejection, freedom from arbitrary ejections. Whatever the landlord, he had been exercising arbitrary ejections the tenant whenever he likes. Here, this act now ensure protection to the tenants. The landlord cannot eject easily the tenant. Here, after the coming of this act 1955, the landlord has to comply with some procedure. That is the notice must be given to the tenant, and he has to file ejectment suit before the competent civil court. Now, this procedure must have to be complied with the landlord. That is. Now, this ensures the protection from arbitrary ejections by the landlord. And second objects, arbitrary enhancements of the rents. Now, the landlord cannot enhance the rents arbitrarily. Now, the landlord has to comply with the provisions of this act. That is, under this grounds only, by applying the civil code, he can enhance if there is reasonable grounds for the enhancement of rent. Now, this is also protections to the tenants after the coming of these enactments. Here, we got the clear object of this act. Here, now, one basic point. At first, I have to clarify about this regarding this act. Some confusion came. Some confusion come. That's why these points at first I have to clarify. Here, at first you have to know the basic distinctions between the Assam urban areas rent control act 1972 and the Assam non-agricultural urban areas Tenancy act 1955. Here, the Assam urban areas rent control act, it deals about the house rent only. Here, now whatever we are discussing, the Assam non-agricultural urban areas Tenancy act 1955. It deals about the rent of the land. That is, the land which is let or occupied for residential or business purpose. That is, at first you have to be clear about this. We have another one act, Urban Areas Rent Control Act. It deals about only a house rent. You have to be clear about that. And now whatever we discussing, that is the Assam non-agricultural urban areas Tenancy act 1955. It deals about the rent of the land only, which is let or occupied for residential or business purpose. Okay. This is the basic object of this act. Here, now the exemptions of this act, in which areas of lands, in urban areas, there will be no tenancy relations. Here, number one, lands under annual lease or short lease, because such lands are incapable of being let out. Here, whatever under the annual lease or short lease, these land are incapable of let out. That means this land cannot be given under the tenant because already it is existing under the annual lease or short lease. That's why it is provisions of this act will be not applicable under these conditions. And the second, lands held by the state governments, the union governments and the local authority, fund sites, municipalities. And the number third exemptions, lands containing buildings owned by the landlord but let out to other persons, such lands being dealt with in the urban areas rent control act. Yeah. Whatever the lands existed the buildings, if these buildings are laid out to the other persons, yeah. Now, if it is laid out to the other persons, now it comes under the concept of the another act. You have to know about this. Then it comes under the concept of the Urban Areas Rent Control Act, 1972. Whatever I have already uh, clarified about this concept. And fourthly, lands used for residence of the landlord, or reserved for such purpose in its vicinity, and laid out to persons, or laid out in lieu of service, or out of affection. There is. Whatever the residential purpose used by the landlord, and whatever the lands given out for the love and affection to the other persons, under this, the provisions of this act will not be applicable. Okay. Now the definitions, interpretation clause, some main words you have to know. At first, lands, which lands comes under this act. Here, land means land which is let or occupied for residential or business purposes, or for purposes incidental thereto, and includes sites for buildings, water use, drains, ditches, canals, tanks, and wells appertaining to such land. Yeah, given some incidental purpose also. Under these conditions, the provisions of this act will be applicable. There will be uh, tenancy relationship between the landlord and tenants. Here, now the permanent structure, this word, here it means a structure made of a cement, concrete, stone, brick, iron, aluminium, asbestos, or wood, or any combination of these materials, provided that a building with bamboo of ikra walls and thatch roof shall also be regarded as a permanent structure if it's a premise constructed of any of the materials mentioned above. Section 3D of this act provides about this. And if a tenant built permanent structure within 5 years from the contract of the lease, on the expiry of which the suit for ejectment is based, the tenant cannot be ejected except on the ground of non-payment of rent. It is provided in section 5, subsection 1, clause C. Here, permanent structure, whatever we have mentioned, it may be by contrast cement, or it may be with the bamboo, or it may be the dead straw. Here, if this permanent structure is built by the tenants within the 5 years of the agreement of the tenancy between the tenant and the landlord, and after the expiry of these 5 years of the tenancy, yeah, the landlord cannot easily eject the tenants, but he can eject only if the tenant, if he doesn't pay the rent. Under this condition only, the landlord has right to eject the tenant. Here, this interpretation clause, now you got the concept. Now the protection from ejection, section 5. Here, for the protections from ejections, here some conditions must be complied with. Here, number one, under the terms of the contract of tenancy, the tenant is entitled to build on the land of tenancy a permanent structure at first. Number two, that pursuant to that liberty, he had actually constructed the building. And thirdly, a permanent structure must be constructed within 5 years from the date of the contract of tenancy on the land of tenancy. And that the permanent structure is for residential or business purpose. And the construction was with the knowledge or acquiescence of the landlord. Here, if these conditions are satisfied, then the landlord cannot easily eject the tenant except for the non-payment of the rent. That is, this section 5 of this act provides about the protection from ejections by the landlord. Now, the ejection procedure. Here, the landlord has to comply with that. The landlord must have to file ejection suit before the competent civil court. And after obtaining the decree only, the landlord can be ejected the tenant. Here, but one condition must be complied with the tenant, with the landlord. Here, after obtaining the decree, here, after expiry of the 30 days of this decree, the landlord can eject the tenant. After the expiry of the period of 30 days from the date of the decree, the landlord then only execute the ejection of the tenant. That is, here, now the enhancement of rents by written contract. Here, this enhancement of the rents may be executed by written or registered contract between the landlord and the tenants, and only after the expiry of the 6 years from the date of the contract, fixing the rents now should to be enhanced. Here, after the expiry of the 6 years, then only the rents, enhancements of the rent can be proceeded by the landlord. And the enhancements in absence of a written contract. If there is no written contract, then the landlord can enhance the rent for if any reasonable improvements has been made by the landlord. If there is any reasonable improvement of this land done by the landlord from his own course, then in this ground, although there is no written agreement, although there is no registered contract, then the landlord can enhance the rents under the concept of the reasonable improvements with his own cost. And enhancements of rent by application to court. Here, the landlord can enhance the rents only by application to the civil court. And the tenant also, under some grounds, he can apply to the civil court for the reduction of the rents. That is, these provisions given for both the tenant and the landlord, they have the right to approach the civil court for the enhancement of rents and for the reduction of the rent. That is the clear concept. And now the salami concept. Section 10 provides about the salami. That is the advance taken by the landlord. Here, salami equal to 1 year. 1 year's rent at the initiation of the lease. Here is allowed, but salami in excess thereof is illegal. And also salami at renewal time is illegal. Yeah, it is given expressly that the salami concept, it means the landlord can take advance during the lease, during the tenancy agreement, whatever the rents, total sum of 1 year, for 12 months, whatever the total amount, it can be taken by the landlord before the initiation of the lease between the tenant and the landlord. But in excess of this, the landlord has no right to take. And one condition also given, at the renewal of the tenancy between the tenant and the landlord, the landlord has no right to take against this advance money, this salami. You have to remember that. Here, compulsory payments by the tenant to the landlord at the inception of the tenancy. It is known as the salami. Compulsory payments by the tenants to the landlord at the inception of the tenancy, at the very beginning of the tenancy, whatever the compulsory payments made by the tenant to the landlord, it is called the salami. It is known as the salami. Now, the notice for ejections, it is provided in section 11. Here, to eject the tenants, here landlord has to comply with the 1 month notice to the tenant, except the non-payment of the rent. Yeah, in case of the non-payment of the rent, the landlord has the right to eject, right to file the ejection suit before the competent civil court at any moment of the time. But in other grounds, here the landlord has to give 1 month notice to the tenant to vacate his possessions, that is, of holding of the lands of the landlord. That is, this 1 month notice must be complied with by the landlord. It is provided in section 11 of this act. Now the compensation for improvements, section 6. Whatever the reasonable improvements done by the tenant at the moment of the ejections, the tenant has right of compensation from the landlord. Here, in a suit for ejectments against a tenant, if any question arises whether the tenant has effected any improvements uh, on the land of tenancy, and secondly, whether such improvement is reasonable improvements, whether any compensations may be paid for such and improvements, and if so, how much. The question shall be decided by the competent civil court, having regard to the circumstances of this case. Yeah, the competent civil court, after obtaining the filing of ejection suit by the landlord, yeah, these grounds must be observed by the competent civil court. Whether reasonable improvements it was done by the tenant. If it is actually done, then the compensation order must be given by the court. That is, yeah. Up to this, we have discussed the clear concept of the Assam Non-Agricultural Urban Areas Tenancy Act 1955. At first, we have discussed the application, extension, commencements, and the objects. And one basic point distinction between the Assam Urban Areas Rent Control Act 1972 and the Assam Non-Agricultural Urban Areas Tenancy Act 1955. After that, the permanent structure. After that, we have discussed about the ejection procedure. And we have discussed the concept of the salami. Yeah. Related provisions of this act we have clearly discussed. I think we have got the clear concept. Okay, that's all.